Hello everyone. It's DK here. Today we'll be working with shapes in AI. Yes, so when you look on the left panel here, you should see this one that is highlighted here. It looks like a square. You can right click on it to see many other options. So these are the shapes that come with Adobe Illustrator that you could use to draw all kind of shapes. You can use them on their own, or you can combine them to create more complex shapes. Yes. So with the rectangle tool, when you select on it, you just click anywhere on the screen and drag as that's how you want your rectangle to look like. The blue outline shows you how your rectangle will look when you release. So I'm releasing it as this, and then you see how it looks instantly. Okay, so you can draw many more. And then this same tool can also be used to draw a square. Okay, so when it's a square, like you see a purple line through it, then you know that it's actually a square. Also with this, as I taught you with these angles here, you can be used to extend them as in when you need them to be bigger or smaller. So say this was much too big for you, this much too big for you, can make it smaller, you can lengthen it, that's all fine. And the dots inside are used for curvature, so you can just drag it in or out. So in case you wanted a rounded rectangle sort of, this is where you go to. Okay, so yes, that's about it for rectangles. The next tool is the ellipse tool. Now with the ellipse tool, just click and drag, same as, and you can create sort of an oval. You can create a circle itself, and then same as a rectangle, when it is the same proportions, you have the purple thing going through it. And if you check down there, you can also see the width is 262, the height is 262, so the same value, which means that we are having a circle now. Yes, so that's how you use that also. And when you are done, the same thing, using the selection tool, you can drag on it, make it, if you think there's no egg enough, you can make it look more egg-like for yourself. All right, so next thing is the Polygon tool. Now Polygon stands for multiple sided. So the amazing thing about this tool is that it doesn't just draw a triangle, a rectangle, a pentagon. No, it can do any of them. Now intrinsically, when you drag, what it gives you is a hexagon. That's what Adobe has made as a default. That's a hexagon. But another way to use this is that you just click on your space, and then it gives you two entries. One is radius, one is size. If you remember from your core mass or your geometry, radius will have to do with from one side to the other side. So that's what radius means. I usually don't bother myself with this because I can always change. My main issue has to do with the size. So as I said, as default, the sides are 6, but you can start from 3. 3 means triangle, right? So with 3, it gives you a triangle. We do the same thing again, this time 4, we get a square. So that tells you there are 2 ways of doing squares, either with the polygon tool or with the rectangle tool. All right, now to 5, we get pentagon. Sorry about that. 6, that's quite small. So pentagon, the next is hexagon, and next thing is hexagon. What's 7 called? Is a heptagon. So you're also having, why are these things small? I think it's one of the settings. Let me check. Yes, 4. We need it around 100, right? Okay, so that's about creating multiple sided figures. with the pentagon tool. So as many as you want, as many as you need, you just keep clicking. All right, so now that we are done with the pentagon, let me just take all this and make it smaller to this corner. So what I used there was the shift button, just shift and drag. All right, the last thing is the star tool. Star is very necessary when you're having things with celebration sort of design, or you're doing something that has to do with flags. Yeah, it comes in really handy then. So it gives you this time not one radius but two radii. Okay, the first radius has to do with the inner circle, or the inner circle of the star. Then there's the outer circle of the star. I'll explain what that means later. And then point is how many points you want you want your star to have. So I'm just going to keep this on and use it as an explanation. So yes, this is what we have. But this is the star it's produced for us. Okay, so now with this star, what do we mean by a radius of 25? I think we had a radius of 25 for the inner, and then we had 50 for the outer, or the second radius, sorry. Now the inner has to do with this. The inner has to do with this. Okay, so this inner circle, okay, this inner circle, this is what the first one represents. Okay, the first one represents this inner circle, and then the 50 represents the outer circle, so this bigger circle around it. Okay, so do you get it? So the 25 is for the inside, the 50 is for the outside. This is more of a try and error sort of thing, because you probably don't like how these edges are, so you might change it again, or you might put a different style, and just experiment with things until it is just the way you want. So you see this one has more sharper edges because the interior circle is smaller. So yes, that's about stars. All right, so with that, the last thing that we have to do is a line segment. So line segment is basically just any line. With this, you use it the same way we use the rectangle and then the ellipse. You click and drag anywhere as long as you want your line to be, and it will be that long. Okay, now there's one more thing that you need to know when you are working with shapes. Something that makes your workflow more easier and quicker. One is that when you are working with lines and you need a line to be straight or at 45 degrees, you hold on shift. So with this same line, okay, if I click here, if I click and drag and I held on shift, you see it instantly forces me to put it here, that's 45 degrees, put it here. So it's like it's trying to make sure that whatever I do, the line is straight. So I can leave one here, try again, and this will be more of a 45. Try again, and this will be more of a vertical line. So yes, that's about it for lines. They also help you, the same shift also helps you when you are working with the rectangles. So with this rectangle, if you wanted it straight away as a square, then when we are using our rectangle, we hold on shift as we drag. Realize that it is a square throughout. So you can try it on your laptops as well. Realize that it's a square throughout. No matter where I pass, it still comes out as a square. Then when I leave shift, it turns to a rectangle. When I hold on shift again, it becomes a square. Just to show you, ellipse also does the same thing. So as an ellipse, when you click and drag and you hold on shift, it forces it to be a circle. No matter how you pass, take your hand off shift and it's all over the place. always shift it's the same. So just keep that in mind, that shift is used to make the proportions of height and width, equal. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for joining this tutorial. That's about it for using shape tools. In the next video, I'll show you how to combine them to create more complex shapes. Till next time, bye.